Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you another iOS 7 upgrade from the iPad, iPhone and iPod. And just for fun, I want to see which one will actually be first. So I'll show you that they're all indeed on the same Wi-Fi network. So if I go to Wi-Fi, they're both on the same Wi-Fi network. And if I go back to the General tab and Software Update, and I'll show you on the iPad that I'm going to put it on the same network. So I'll put this one on the same network too. I'm doing this just for fun. It's not for a real comparison. I'm just going to see which one will actually be first. So if I put everything back, as you can see, the iPad is not running any background apps. Same thing goes with the iPhone and the iPod. They're both not running any background apps, just the settings. So now let's see which one will go first. Since I know personally from the last time that the iPhone was the faster one, I'm going to press download install last for that. But I'll press download install for the other two devices right now. And all of them have came up with the terms and conditions. So I'll agree for the iPad and the iPod, and then I'll go to the iPhone. So agree and do it on the iPhone as well. And it's estimating time remaining, and the iPhone is verifying the update. The iPad says about 2 minutes, and same with the iPod, says about 2 minutes. So while that update is going, we'll go to the Learn More section. So it was to update the lost screen ID for the iPhone 5S and other bugs for bold text and much more about the password and much more. So 1 minute remaining. The iPhone is speeding past them. It's already rebooting. And the iPad in second place is saying less than 1 minute remaining, and the iPod less than 2 minutes. And the iPhone has the Apple symbol came and went, and as you can see, the Apple bar has came up. And the Apple bar has started for the iOS 7.0.3 update. And as I said earlier, I'm not doing this to critically compare the speed differences. I just did it for fun, just to see which one would actually come first, second, and third. I'm pretty sure the iPhone is going to come in first, but I want to see if the iPod is better or the iPad 2. And the iPad 2 is preparing the update, and iPod 5th generation also preparing the update around the same place on the bar. And the bar on the iPhone has completed, the Apple symbol is showing up. And I have just realized that when I did the update for the iPhone 5, it only said install because I accidentally downloaded the update because I knew that the iPhone 5 will be first to finish update. So I just wanted to show it on the iPad and the iPod, which is the real two devices that I am testing to see which one will be the faster one. It's not really, as I said before, critical testing. I just want to see for fun. So that's why, as you might have noticed, that the iPhone finished like really fast. It's because that I only need to install the update, not download. So as you can see, it's done, the update. So I'll just go and configure it. And on the iPad, it says that software update was also complete, but the iPod is still going, and it will start right now, verifying the update. So the iPhone started like that. That's because it only had to install the update. So all I had to do was install the update. So now the iPad and iPod were the actual fair testing devices, which is what I wanted in the first step. I wanted to see which one was faster, as I mentioned earlier. So there's no real competition between the iPhone 5 and these two devices. So I'm almost done configuring the iPhone over here, and the iPod is still preparing the update while the iPad is going on to the update. And for the iPod, it has come up again, so I'll wait for the 4 seconds for it to come like I did for the iPod. And it's verifying the update. And I have finished setting up the iPhone, so it had an iCloud keychain, which I set up and everything. It asked for my Apple ID, password, and everything, so I didn't want to show it on camera. So just to prove it, I'll go to General and About 7.0.3, as you can see. And the iPod is going to the same step as the iPad. And back to the iPhone. So I think I forgot to show you how to upgrade. All you need to do is go to Settings, General, and Software Update, and it will be there. But as you might have noticed, I did upgrade for the iPhone 5 to 7.0.3. So the iPhone is done the upgrade, so now it's only the competition between the iPad and the iPod. But right now it looks like the iPad is winning, but I don't know, the iPod could have a chance here. As you've seen, it was fair. I didn't have any background running apps for the iPod, and I did it for the iPhone, but then I forgot I downloaded the update and just didn't install it because I want to show it in this video. So the iPhone is now done, so I could just put it aside. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that you should keep your iPhone and everything plugged in when you're doing an update, any update, because it could be longer than you expected, and then you have to connect it to a power source or it will stop the upgrade and you have to do the upgrade all over again. So as you see, the transitions have changed. I think because it was a really big battery consumer, and the reduce motion works too, which I enabled because I do not want to lose battery. So those are the main things that were upgraded for the iPhone 5, iPod, and the iPad 2. The rest of the upgrades were for the new device of the iPhone 5s, which had a security bug, which allowed users to bypass the lock screen. But that was for the all devices that could bypass the security and get into the Photos application and see your photos. And the iPhone 5s had some other issues with the Touch ID, I think, and some other issues like that. So now that flaw won't work. It has been fixed by Apple, so now you can know that your device is secure and that you would have to enter your passcode every time and no one can get into your device. So the iPod and the iPod are almost done. As you can see, they're both pretty close, but the iPad is ahead, so I'll tilt it so you can see that the difference. So the iPad is ahead, but you never know, anything could happen. And as you can see, the iPad is finished, but the iPod is still going. I don't know if last time too it was the same thing that the iPad won, but I am not getting this. I thought the iPod 5 will be faster than the iPad 2. Like, there's an iPad Air out, and how come this iPad is so fast compared to the newest generation iPod? Just doesn't make any sense. But, as I said earlier, anything can happen. But I'm pretty sure at this point the iPad will win. But I still have high hopes for the iPod. It's still not even finished. It's done the bar, but it's not even continuing. But the iPad is almost done the update, and yes, the iPad did win. So I will just go and set this up, and I'll wait for the iPod to finish. Then I'll set up both of them, and then I'll be back to show you that both of them successfully upgraded to 7.0.3, so you can see that this update actually worked. So the Apple symbol has come up, so it's rebooting, and then I'll set up both devices as I said, and I'll be back to show you that it is indeed 7.0.3 as I did for the iPhone. I showed you that was 7.0.3. So sadly, as you might have noticed, the iPad won the competition, and I do not understand why this iPod is so slow compared to the iPad 2. I think Apple should make a new iPod way faster, because if it is losing this badly to the iPhone, like 2 times slower, and the iPad is faster than the iPod, it just doesn't make any sense, like I said. So I'm hoping for a new iPod, and I'll try to get it and show you guys in a video. So the iPod is almost done, the update finally, and the setup screen has come up. So I'll set up both the iPad and the iPod, and I'll be back. And both devices have finished, and go to settings, show you, go to about, general, about. As you can see, the iPad is 7.0.3 and the iPod is 7.0.3, and I'll show you once again the iPhone, which is also 7.0.3. So I'll go and show you that now. So as you can see, all 3 devices successfully updated to the firmware, and that's about it for this video. As you can see, the transitions have changed for both the iPhone, iPad, and also changed for the iPad as well. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And you might be wondering about why I don't make software updates on Mac, but I do it on iOS devices, even though I do have a Mac. The reason is Mac software updates just take way too long, and the process is very simple. But you might be saying, well, the process for iOS devices is also very simple. The reason I like to do videos on this is for people who don't know, and most people have iOS devices, an iPhone, iPod, or an iPad, so it'll be very useful for those people. And also that when I do videos like this, I can update all 3 devices at the same time rather than updating each one at different times, because as I mentioned in my 1,000 subscriber video, that I do not own the iPad or the iPhone. I only own the iPod, so it's hard to get a hold of him at the same time, and if I just do the updates later, it just gets really crazy and I might forget to. So thanks for watching, and let me know what you think about these updates. Should I keep going, or do you think these steps are just way too simple and anybody can do it? So thanks again for watching.